Good morning, good morning, good morning. Go ahead and get up and give God the glory so you can tell him your story. Well, in the news on the turd, he's still keeping up shit, of course. But now they playing Where's Waldo with Mitch McConnell. And some people saying, hell, this motherfucker might be dead. And if he is, the governor of Kentucky need to swoop on in and sign his death certificate so he can go ahead and put us over the top, for the midterms coming up. Because yeah, they hiding him out. Trump got him hiding him out and saying he well and he couldn't vote yesterday or whatever and all this kind of stuff like that. If he well, he couldn't vote by it's too many ways he could have voted. By if they had to roll his ass in there on a wheelchair, but he could have did it by video or whatever, blah blah. We thinking he did because yeah, and they over there playing Where's Waldo? Ain't nobody for them games. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's too late playing the games or whatever. So because you know what, your time and reckoning is coming on to an end. And okay, and like I told you all, know JD Care, whatever. She's gonna get that $5 million, but now she going back for that. What was it, 80 million for that 80 million in the other lawsuit, and then look like she gonna get it. So they need to wipe him forever whatever they can get because he's just he's just on a losing streak, and we glad about it. I told you, yeah, I judge, yeah, I do, yeah. So say what you want, but now, yeah. So, but he's on a winning streak of losing. But anyway, something in a higher, lighter note. I was telling y'all about my Golden Girl and my Golden Girl trip and whatever, and and they was because they were so elated about the show and everything, whatever, and they was, wondering, Thomas, how you get the money, whatever, and then, they give them trying to get stacks. I'm just like, no, you give them, you give them $1 or $2 or whatever, start them off, shit, and then if you like them, or whatever, so you ain't got to like all of them, hell, I don't, well, I ain't know none of them, but it was just the first initial appearance of how they were performing to me. That's why I told them how they, use their money, whatever, and then so which I had to kind of hold on to some of the money. But yeah, because they were getting overly happy, and and I told them get ones and they didn't. Well, they did get some ones, but they had other fives and tens and twenties and stuff. But anyway, but that was their money. So, but yeah, but they were just so excited. And, like I told you last night, they were even was so excited. They wanted to get up on the stage, and perform. And I'm just like, no, you got to sit your ass down now and and listen, and listen and watch or whatever. And I'm already on 10 because now I got to watch all of y'all, So, but and actually one of them was actually an original showgirl. She was an original Rockette. I'll show you. She was an original Rockette. She was an original Rockette. And oh my God. So, y'all can imagine the stories. But anyway, we had a good time. A good time was had by all. And and I told them share gay stories with them and stuff like that. And I'll share some more with that, with y'all later. But yeah, I'm gonna take me on another nap shit because it's 5:30. All right. Y'all have a good one. But I did get up and moisturize, so that's why I had to go and get this in right now. Y'all have a good one.